Hey, what's going on?
Nothing, just trying to get a grasp on the markets right now. Just trying to find what's
Dude,
going
dude,
on
dude,
in the
you,
charts right now.
dude, you're always trying to get a grasp on the markets, all right? Just don't kid yourself, okay? So, what's wrong? I mean, are you trying to trade the hardest day of the year to trade? Are you trying to trade it?
Um, yeah, I guess that might be the problem is I don't
That
know
that
that this
probably is
might
a
be the hard
problem.
day of the year. Yeah.
Probably is a problem. Probably is a problem. Maybe if you read my updates, but I'm always just ranting about stuff, so I don't blame you for not reading them. But anyway, I'll make a note of that.
Right. I bring. I bring you the the Lost Edge with Nancy, Wu-Tang, and the Edge community guest. Uh, let's let's redo that one real quick, Nancy.
But I guess let me repeat what I already posted. I guess we got you guys, you and everybody might as well just sit on your hands because you can't trade. So yep, that's it. Just sit on your hands for the rest of the year. Bitcoin's really just going to go in a range. So anyway, but no, for real. Man, yeah, it's so key. So if you do, you got to pick your days. You got to pick your days to trade. You got to pick your times to trade, and you know this as well as I do. That the weekends you can't trade. That's just the worst time. But there's times during the week that you can, and especially news times when there's high volatility. So, but yeah, everybody has their own. Some people have their own beliefs about that. Everybody has their own beliefs, I guess. But I don't know. It's we're doing this podcast. It's like 3 o'clock now, and we're missing out on trades, right?
I thought I was missing out on trades, but I'm trying to find, what's the best time to trade, and I'm just having a hard time
Oh,
because,
shut up!
I see people
The
going
times.
into Asia.
You know the time. You know the times of trade. What's the best times? What are the best times?
New
2:30,
York.
1:20. What time's New York?
Um, I swear, I always see a move, during New York lunch. There's always a move during a New York lunch session.
New
I
York lunch.
mean,
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
couldn't
That, that's
we?
that's
I
that's the
always see
high
a move
profitable
during, yeah.
times. Yeah.
Or
What kind of
I
setup
see
do you
moves
like
during
during that?
the London, but realistically, I see, a lot of moving and grooving in New York.
Oh, so like New York. So from like 9:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, it's so weird. I always seem to notice that, price is moving, around that time for at least a good hour. It really moves with speed and precision and purpose.
Oh wow, that's
But
cool.
I don't know
That's cool,
why
bro.
though. Like I just don't know
Yeah,
why. Like why doesn't that
yeah,
happen in Asia? Why doesn't that happen in London? Why can't I just trade like Asia or London?
yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Have you made money during Asia and London?
No, actually, I've been struggling. I've been losing money in Asia and London. The only time I seem to
Been
make money is
struggling. We've
is
been
during New York.
struggling. We've been struggling here, guys. No, yeah, it's just there's not much. There's not many moves. There's no liquidity grabs. There's no the order books are much thinner there. Um, you need to have direction, like you said. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And you know this. You got to have direction and price to be able to trade. And the only reason that price moves is because of we can say because of imbalances. We can say of imbalances in liquidity. And if there's no imbalances in liquidity, then price won't move. And the only reason there are imbalances is because there's exterior forces that we shall not name that are not normal, financially driven, and if it was just regular retail people, the price would relatively never move. There wouldn't be any. There would not be enough momentum to break the supply and demand or resistance from the order blocks before the liquidity grabs, but for the where the liquidity sits. So, but because we do have smart money, the price does move. Price, from buy stops, sell stops, sweep and liquidity, price does move. Rejection, thankfully, and they're only active during certain parts of the day. So, I mean, I think that's mainly why Asia and London and it's just not as good moves. It seems you just can't get as long of a move because price doesn't have as much of a direction, doesn't have as much follow through, to keep it real simple layman's terms. But yeah, I mean, so you said New York session, the PM session, AM. Which one do you
Yeah,
find
so
successful?
I'm trying to, find the best time to trade during the day, and like we said, like told you, Asia and London have really been, just cutting my money up, and I only seem to, be profitable in New York, New York session, and it's just, trying to wrap my head around it and why that just doesn't apply to the other sessions. And
Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it doesn't really. It is very hard to trade. Yeah, it's the thing with smart money is that, like I said, it creates those price moves because the imbalances. Okay, because it injects the volume, and to get more detailed into it, you could tell all of a sudden. You just look at the chart. Just look at the chart of the 1 hour time frame. You look at the volume bars at the bottom. You can see the volume bars pick up during the New York AM, and then they go down after lunch and during lunch and New York PM. They aren't. You might get a little bloop there, and 4 p.m. before the books close, you might get a little bloop there. But Asia, 5 p.m. Sunday, you get a little bloop there. I mean, 6 p.m. Sunday, you get a little bloop there. There's some alpha there for everybody. 6 p.m. Sunday. Anyway, yeah, it's you don't get the fair value gaps. You will get fair value gaps at other times, but you won't get the displacement. Okay, and every single successful setup, you need some kind of displacement. Which is like the moving of, which is like large candles, the moving of candles, and so. The thing is that fair value gaps only matter if there's displacement. Order blocks, which they do occur other times when smart money is not active. Really, the only reason that they occur other times because the algorithm is working, not because smart money is there, but because there's retail algorithms that are programmed to trade with smart money that are still active during those low volatility times, those low volume times, and that's why the price still grabs liquidity. That's why price still rejects from liquidity. That's why price still forms for value gaps, but it doesn't have the direction. It doesn't have the displacement. It doesn't have the follow through momentum, and it still creates those order blocks. But order blocks are only matter when smart money is using them to accumulate or to offload. That's the only purpose of order blocks. I mean, it's and this, there is no timing sequence either. So you just trading noise is really what you're doing. You'll find that out as soon as you enter during those other sessions, those other times. As soon as you enter, the move has changed on you, has switched it up. So, and that's why it's just totally unprofitable. It just makes absolutely no sense why you can't or don't trade. And it's not a bias. It's not a bias because my location. I don't anywhere in the world. It's just a proven fact. Go to the 1 hour, zoom out, look at the volume. Where's the volume? Especially NQES. It's ridiculous. You look at NQES, it's stupid. The difference, but between New York AM and the other times, but charts are free. Charts are free. you can see like the difference in between the sessions. So, I mean, it's you gotta align yourself with the smart money, because that's they're the ones that know how to trade, and they're the ones that make the market moves, and that's who you need to align yourself with. And any other time, it's unprofitable, it's a waste of time. Okay, so but I mean, in Q and ES, I mean, that's a great example. I mean, you trade in Q and ES. I know we're talking about crypto, but what do you think about what do you think about the timing there? I mean, is it similar, or is it, how's it different?
So yeah, I mean, when I look at, I think it's really funny because, I get lost. I get lost, and I notice that the reason that I'm lost is because I'm sticking on the lower time frame. And so sometimes, staying on that lower time frame, clouds my vision of when I'm seeing candles being formed and moved, and I'm thinking that, oh well, candles are moving, price is moving out of ranges, so this might be a good time to trade. But realistically, like you just said, looking at the chart right now, I can tell immediately on the 1 hour time frame that the New York session is where I want to be trading, because there is no other moves just like it. Everything seems to just fall flat, afterwards. And so if I could pick one time out of the day to trade and be profitable, and and now looking back at it, you know, and you only see that when you look higher time frame, because I got stuck on the lower time frame, and that's why I'm here with you, because I'm looking too low and I'm not seeing that, there are bigger moves happening in one time frame every single day, every single week, during the week, 5 out of 7 days. I could just be trading one session one time, instead of being lost trying to get chopped up in Asia and London. And, I mean, even if I wanted to focus solely on New York AM, New York AM has the most volume out of any session. Now that you said that, it makes so much sense. I'm looking at it at the chart right now. It literally has the most volume, the most movement. This is where you get paid. This is where you trade one session, one time, and you're done for the day. I can see it so clear now.
Yeah, I mean, it's sometimes it takes to be pointed out, and sometimes, like for me, I mean, it took several times for someone to point it out. I heard sessions, and I was like, sessions doesn't happen with crypto. It does. It's they don't have specific quote unquote sessions, but those are just things that us as humans that are arbitrary, that we put on there and called them sessions. But regardless, there's times of high volatility, and inside of those sessions, there's more. I mean, there's more. So each session is split up in four groups, in four sections, and each of those four are actually split up into two sessions, into two separate sections. And then there's roots. So I mean, there's roots that I we can get into, like the 955, the 1020, that's the reclaim of the 953 candle. There's an imbalance there always, like you said, every single time. The 1020 to 1110, I mean, that's where the New York AM, every single time, that's where it reverses. That's the pivot every single time. And then 1110 to 1149. Look at your chart, guys. Look at your chart. You fade. That's where you fade the fake outs. That's one of my favorite times to trade. Right there, the 11 o'clock reversal right there. The 11 o'clock reversal, the best, in my opinion, the best time to trade, because you're after the noise of the news. Okay, you're after the noise of the news, which is, the news is great. It adds volatility, and you can play it if you prefer to play it. But if you want consistency, you probably want to wait at least 30 minutes after the news. But the 11 o'clock is still New York AM, but it's after the wave of the news. But you get that the reversal, the fade of the 11 o'clock. And what lines up with that 11 o'clock so well, I'm not going to tell you. But think about the candles. Okay. There's something about the candles that line up just perfectly to make that reversal every single time it's there. Every single time it's there. And it gives you such great rejection, great direction, better than any other time of the day. Every single time, 4 to 5 days a week. That is the top of the candle. Anyway, so 1150, another great spot, but you just get it's a danger zone. That's where you get the reversal from the 11 o'clock, from the original 11 o'clock reversal. So it's you got to know whether so inside of those sessions it's crazy how things are just split up, but everything is so timed perfectly that you can literally and say, hey, the 9, and literally every candle is numbered. Every candle is numbered. If anybody's seen the charts, 1C, 2C, 3C, the candles are numbered. Why are they numbered? Because it repeats every day. Candle 5, candle 10, candle 30. They do the same patterns every day. I know you don't believe me. I know your mentor don't believe me. I know. But I know. I know what I see in the charts. Okay. And I do. And you won't believe me until you go look for yourself, and you won't look. That's why I say unprofitable. But back to this. So yeah, the PD arrays, they come at the same spot every time. Okay. But yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. It makes it so simple when you eliminate your trading window to just 2, 3, 4 hours a day. You think about that. It's the whole master of just one single thing instead of trying to learn everything. Why? You can't even you can't. What you doing? I mean, for most traders, and 80% of traders, just be real generous, they're not just profitable. Maybe jumping around from coin to coin isn't the best thing. Maybe trading whenever you want to or when you're bored isn't the best thing. Maybe take responsibility for your actions in your business and actually, take responsibility for it. Every time you click that button, it's a potential business expense. Are you ready for that? When you win a trade and you win a 2R trade, that's a good 2R is good. You think about most people are not profitable. You just got a 2R, but you're going to go in again and you're going to go in that day or even that week. You're going to go in after that 2R and you're going to risk. Are you willing to risk what you just gained? I'm not. With probability and how it is, if I get a 2R in one day, I probably won't trade again. Probably won't. Okay, I'll go on the next day. Okay, and you got to ask yourself every single time: that's what you're doing when you click that button again after that beautiful trade. You gotta don't get all hopium on me. You got to ask yourself: am I willing to risk what I just worked so hard for? I don't know. Everybody has their own thing, and but my main. I think the main point of this is I don't know how we got off on this rant, but the time of day, is key, and it's even more detailed. This you can split it up into sessions if you want to. You can split it up into hours if you want to, but even within the hours, there's even key times during those hours, and if you narrow down your focus to something more specialized. For example, a certain time, a certain coin, a certain risk, a certain setup, a certain environment, a certain temperature, a certain monitor, I can go on. Then you are creating constants instead of variables. And you are able to find out what is going on with your trading, and you're able to take true responsibility for your actions because then you have control of your actions. So otherwise, you're just shooting darts. I mean, in the dark. I did it for 2 years, 3 years. I know how it is. Okay. So I don't know, but yeah, woo. I mean, what do you think? I mean, do you trade during a specific time? Are you going to work towards that, or are you already doing it? What's up?
So, I mean, just with this wealth of knowledge you've dropped on me right now, I mean, I think that my next move is I don't trade. I think right now my next move is I go onto the charts and I back test only this session time. I need to
Wow, that sounds
back
easier.
test. You know what?
So so
I think that
so
might even be
so you're
harder
gonna sit
because
there
then
and
that means
just
no trading.
you're just gonna back test like 1 or 2 hours a day? That
I
seems like a
mean,
lot easier. I
I
don't know.
think that would be, I think that's actually more doable and more reasonable than trading without a true edge. I feel like I'm lost trying to find my edge. And, maybe that's where I went wrong because I decided to trade London, Asia, New York, and every other session thinking one size fits all when I haven't even done my homework and back tested and seen exactly what you're talking about. Because I'm sure if I back tested not just one hour a day or 2 hours a day, for the whole or 1 or 2 hours a week. No, I think that, I need to back test more. I think I need to see, like you said, I will not believe it unless I see it. So how do I see it? I have to back test it. I have to go back and look. I have to see it happen because if I'm not believing you, even though I mean, you're already profitable and I mean, I'm still not going to listen to you. But I'm gonna just have to find out for myself, and I'm either gonna find out losing money or I'm gonna do the work, and I'm going to go to the chart and I'm gonna back test what you're talking about and see that. I mean, you make money, right? You make some money sometimes, so I mean, I would think that you might have something going on here because the charts are telling me you're right. Even as we're speaking, I'm back testing and the charts are saying you're right. So maybe that's where I'm wrong, is that I haven't done my work yet. I haven't done my back testing, my homework, my research, and maybe I would have saw that, you know, making money in the New York session and giving it back in all the other sessions is probably the stupidest thing I could do.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's one thing I always say is that the charts will tell you the truth. If you can't find it in the charts, then what are you doing? I mean, it's if you can't find it in the charts every single day, then what are you doing? And that's the thing is that your edge is just not. It's not just your setup. I mean, that's the smallest thing. It's the psychology. It's your ability. It's really your ability to know when not to trade. Period. Period. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Period. Your edge. I think a huge thing is, and we get into this later. This is a whole other thing, but I know you got to go. But your edge is what psychological times, what psychological like emotions do you stay away from? What days should you stay away from? What events should you stay away from? Like news, certain news. What certain after you get in a fight with with your wife, should you not trade after you take your kids, drop your kids off from school for whatever reason, you shouldn't trade 2 hours after that, or after during right after dinner, you shouldn't trade. Or the key is not to knowing when to trade. The key is to know when not to trade, and that is a personal thing, and you only get that with time. Same thing with conviction. You only get that with time on the charts and trying to figure that out because it's different for everybody. That truly is the edge. Once you can be honest with yourself and spend the time to discover when, for whatever reason it may be, because everybody's different, when not to trade, what times, and this is emotional. A lot of this is emotional. What times of the days is it best not to trade? Okay, so and everybody's, like I said, everybody's different, So, but that's really the edge, is to know what things to stay away from when you're selecting your times to trade, your environments to trade in. So once you're able to do that, that's your edge. I mean, That's your edge. It really is everything else is simple. Everything else is simple. So once you're able to narrow that down to 2-3 hours a week at the most, really, I mean, that's golden. You think about having 90% accuracy at 2 to 3 hours a week. Oh, I would die for that. I would die for 5 minutes with 100% accuracy. I would. You give me 5 minutes in the market with 100% accuracy, I would trade that over 60% all the whole week for sure. I got other things to do. I got bitches to fuck. So anyway, yeah, man, I know you gotta go. Sorry, I just keep ranting. But hey, we'll do another call soon.
Oh
We
yeah,
can,
yeah, 100%. I mean,
yeah,
I'm still going to be unprofitable, so I will still need your help.
man, yeah, I'm telling you, this is really. You need to stop calling me. Okay, you need to stop calling me from the 1-800-collect. Okay, I'm sick of this. Okay, I know you're struggling like that, but come on, man. Stop. Okay, you're running up my bill.
I'm sure one day I'm gonna listen. I'm sure one day I will listen, and I will and I'll get my mind straight.
Yeah, that's what she said. All right, man. Well, I guess I'll talk to you later. Okay. Hey,
I
real quick. Okay. Hey, real quick. How's the deck spot going? The deck spot.
Oh, chef. Oh, well, I hear there's a whole bunch of cooking going on right now, and well, I mean, there might be a special treat for those who claim top spots on the leaderboard. That's for sure. But we'll see. We'll see
Well,
what happens.
yeah, you need to fix that error where Nancy keeps ending up at the top of the list. You got to keep fixing that error. I don't know, But no, I'm just kidding. But yeah. No, it looks very good. Looks very good. A lot of people are playing on it, so I think it has a bright future. Bright future. You know.
Oh yeah, I'm very excited about it, and
Good.
nothing but good feedback so far.
All right, man. Well, let's see. Maybe next week or something. Okay.
Yeah, hopefully I haven't blown all
Yeah.
my accounts by then.
Yeah, bitch. I'll be there in a second. I'll be there in a second. Yeah, just take your clothes off. What? Yeah. What'd you say? Sorry. What's that? Sorry.
Oh, no, no, no. It
The
seems
the
that
priest the priest came over.
yes, it seems that I have run my time.
Ah, yes. Okay. All right. Well, see you later, man.